Hey guys, it's High Value Journey here. Today we're going to be discussing the male advantage. So this is going to be a concept by the YouTuber First Man, or Kris Sturmy is his full name. So we're going to be discussing what the male advantage is, how you reach it, the potential hazards on the path to the male advantage, and what the male advantage actually looks like, right? So the main concept is going to be that men peak later on in life while women peak earlier in life, right? A man's peak is going to be around 37, while a woman's peak kind of lasts from when she's 18 to 26. This is when she's young, beautiful. She doesn't really have to work too hard to maintain her body. And those ages for a man are kind of going to be where he's a little irrelevant. There are exceptions to all of these scenarios. Not every woman is great at these ages, and not every guy is going to be great at his male advantage age, right? So the caveat to this is going to be a man to reach his peak, he has to actually work for it, or a woman, if she's beautiful, it's more so just given to her, right? So things a man has to do to reach his male advantage. So simply put, he has to achieve a crazy amount of success, not only financially but physically as well, right? So he has to have money, looks, game, and status, and these are usually the hallmarks of a high value man, right? So the ways to achieve these, right? And keep in mind, this isn't like an all encompassing list. This is just kind of things to give you guys actionable steps, right? Actionable steps to take to start working on these things, right? So money, right? Being an entrepreneur, you can have a high paying profession, or you can have some investments that do very well for you. So being an entrepreneur, right? Maybe you're an electrician and you started your own electrician company, or maybe an HVAC technician, and you have your own HVAC company, plumbing, etc. Right? You're your own boss in this situation. Maybe you have a couple of employees under you, and you do very well for yourself. You could have a high paying profession. Maybe you're a lawyer. Maybe you're in finance, or you're an investment banker, right? Making six figures. Or maybe with your investments, maybe you're invested in real estate. That's how you make all your money. Maybe you invest into crypto, you have your own crypto project, etc., right? Those are just a couple things. So looks come with lifting weights, counting your calories, and having a low body fat percentage, right? Also, this comes with being like well groomed, well dressed. I should have actually added that in there, but well groomed, well dressed. um Pretty much everything that's the physical, right? Because you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not physically attractive, you're not going to attract the type of women you want to attract, right? You'll attract the gold diggers, but you won't attract the women that are genuinely gonna want you for you, right? So game that's gonna be being charismatic and charming with women, right? And men too. That's pretty important also. You're kind of to understand women is kind of to be charismatic and charming, right? Because you know what a woman wants to hear, you know what to say to get what you want in general, right? And understanding sexual dynamics is very important, right? So with game, you kind of only get better by doing it, right? You can read all the theory in the world that you want, but it's very different once you actually are in field, talking to women, trying to sleep with women, trying to get numbers, things like that, right? But it's a skill that you won't regret having, right? So social status is, to me, it's kind of subjective, but to someone else it could be objective, right? For me, what could classify as having high social status would be having a good social media presence, right? For your personal social media. So that could be if you're traveling around, you're taking good, high quality pictures of you traveling to different places and showing your experiences, right? Or maybe if you're into sports cars, right? Maybe you have a sports car too, taking pictures and videos with these cars, right? Maybe you're going to parties, taking good high quality pictures of you at these parties, kind of displaying your social status, right? And another way I guess you can display social status is being well respected in your industry. Maybe you're a lawyer, right? Maybe you're a very good lawyer. You're known in your city for being that. You're always well dressed. You're always on your A game. People kind of can see you and just tell that you're someone who just knows what they're doing, right? That could be a way of displaying your social status, in my opinion. My route would probably be the social media route, because that's also where the women are hanging around too, and the majority of the time they spend more time on their phones than they're probably going to be spending in the real world, right? So you want to position yourself in a way that it's not hard to be interested in you, right? So if you have the money, right, because your people can kind of put together that you have money because you're constantly vacationing or you have a nice penthouse or sports car, right? You have the looks, right? And let's say you've been lifting weights, you've been counting your calories, and you're at like 12% body fat, right? You have a six pack and you're displaying that in your vacation pictures or just in general, right? Someone can look at you and just tell you're in shape. So your game, right? This could be, it doesn't just have to be you being surrounded by women, but you being surrounded by other men like yourself who are, also good looking, taking care of themselves, have money, right? I mean, given you want to display like that you can get women, and a way of doing that is by being around women, posting pictures with women in general. But anyways, moving on from that, each each four of these categories kind of just tie into each other, except some people will literally just go and do what they can to amass as much amount of money, the most amount of money that they can, but it's kind of just going to be irrelevant because at that point, if you focus on nothing else, you're just going to be another one of these fat bald guys who the only women that are even fucking with them are going to be the ones that are trying to get something out of them, right? And that's not what you want. It'll happen, but not all the time if you do these things properly. So the potential hazards on the path to the male advantage. These are just a few, of course, but these are the ones to me that are pretty big mistakes to make. Primarily impregnating a woman too early, right? Especially if it's the wrong woman. This is going to be a huge detriment. I don't think your male advantage would be over at all, but I definitely think it'll make it 10 times harder than it needs to be. So, not taking care of your physical health, like I said, don't just focus on the money. You need to focus on the way you look because the way you look affects the way you feel. Lacking ambition to even try to be exceptional, because if you lack the ambition to even try to reach the male advantage, you're not going to get anything by the time you're in your mid to late 30s, right? Early 40s. This is going to be it's going to be pretty much like you wasted your life. So settling with one woman too early, right? There, in my opinion, you guys might disagree. Most of you, I doubt, will disagree with me. But there is no soulmate. There's billions of women in this world. There is not just one that's meant for you, and any of them can be the one for you if you just, if you vet them properly and make sure they're feminine, submissive, they're able to follow your lead, etc. That's for another video, though. So poor financial decision making, and I don't necessarily mean that in the way that you shouldn't take risks with your money, but more so, don't get the penthouse too fast, don't get the sports car too fast, don't spend all your money on clothes or going out, things like that, right? You want to focus on using your money to make more money, or using your money for like things, maybe like hiring a personal trainer, a nutritionist, or maybe like a groomer, things like that. But don't go and drop 3 grand on some Gucci shoes just to wear them twice a week when you go out. It's just, that'll come. Don't worry, that will definitely come. But just give it some time. All right, moving on. So this is going to be, what does the male advantage really look like, right? So these are examples that I've put because the male advantage to me is what you want it to be, but the four hallmarks have to remain the same, right? Which is money, looks, game, and status. So first is going to be the bachelor lifestyle. I put that one first because that's more so the one that I gravitate towards. So it's going to be like, I'm going to have a penthouse, sports car. I'm going to be dating multiple women, going on dates with multiple women. I'm going to be no financial stress, right? This applies to every one of these lifestyles, but in none of these lifestyles are you worried about how you're going to pay your bills ever, right? Because you've already gone to the point where you're stable, you're good. It's time to start enjoying life, right? And high status in your field, right? So I guess my field is going to be more so my business, which is going to be YouTube and any products that I come out with to help men. So now the family man lifestyle, right? This is probably going to be the least popular one. So you may be, but maybe it applies to you, right? Maybe you want the amazing house, right? You want the like the 5 bedroom, the 4 bathroom, right? With the huge yard in the back for your dogs, if that's what you're into. Maybe you're married to a respectable woman, right? Who helps you with your business or career, for example. Maybe you're a politician and your wife runs a nonprofit for you. She does things for the community to make you look better, to help your political career advance, right? Maybe you want some children. So in this lifestyle setup, you're gonna have children who can probably be cared for because you're gonna have a responsible financial situation, right? And you're gonna be You're going to be with the right woman who has your same ideals and morals and who respects you, right? The next lifestyle could be what I call the man on a mission lifestyle, right? Who you're going to be solely focused on business and building something formidable, which is, it's cool, right? Maybe you don't want to stop necessarily like in your 40s, which I don't think you should at all in the first place in any one of these scenarios, but maybe that's just your true life goal. It's just building something humongous, right? Another lifestyle could be the digital nomad lifestyle, which is where you're constantly going to different countries, visiting different places. You're working from your laptop and you're getting different life experiences and trying new things, immersing yourself on different cultures. Maybe 1 week you're in Thailand, 2 weeks from there you're in Indonesia, right? 2 weeks from there you decide, hey, I want to go to Hawaii. I have the money. I've worked hard for this. I'm going to go to Hawaii, right? So I say that to say, the male advantage can be whatever you want it to be. It'd probably help now to figure out what lifestyle you want, but in the beginning stages, I don't think it's necessarily that important as long as you're working on the four things that I had listed before, right? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I want to give credit to First Man, aka Kris, on YouTube. His videos are amazing. His content is great. It's always valuable. So if you're not familiar with him, he's been on YouTube I think 2 years now, and he's literally shown from start to current him losing like the skinny fat body to getting more ripped, getting more shredded, getting pretty big, right? And he's literally documented the process, given actionable step by step guide kind of on how to get to the level where he's at. He's laying out the blueprint for free. So if you guys enjoyed this video and this, had any interest to you, go ahead and check him out, right? He actually also has a book called The Male Advantage, which I actually read it. And this is sort of like a summary, but it's absolutely not everything that's discussed in the book, nowhere near it. So go ahead and get that book if the male advantage is a theory that interests you, all right? But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and try to improve the video quality, like my speaking. I think it's just something that'll come over time, but I notice like I'll get out of breath. Not that I'm out of shape or anything, but I'll get out of breath because I'm talking too fast, things like that. But it's going to be worked on and it'll improve. But I should have a video releasing right after this one the next day, so make sure you guys stick around for that, and I'll see you guys later.